Yo, welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we feel the rocket. Today, I'm talking GameStop. GameStop on the macro right now, up 2.32%, $22.93 was the close yesterday, August 12th. Right now, it's August 13th, and tomorrow will be August 14th. I don't know what's the point of the date. Y'all can read. All right, cool. Right now, look at this upward trend. For real, you think we're breaking down out of this? You think we're breaking down, coming down to like the 995 level? Let them do that. Let them do that, and let GameStop buy back all the shares. It's ridiculous where we're at right now. It's an absolute travesty, a crime, a crime. One of Mr. Mime, but yeah. So right now we're at key inflection points for GameStop. Management keeps buying. I mean, the board of directors keeps buying up shares. I keep buying up shares as a shareholder, owner of GameStop, because I own the place. But yeah, but there's many different people that are very timid, tentative on GameStop. That's not me. That's not what you're gonna see. Okay, so what are we looking at right now? I like to look at the macro. I don't like to get into the day to day. I will, just for entertainment, just for fun. But it's not really a lot of tinfoil over here. It's really, I like to weed through the facts, because honestly, think about since 2021, where has the tinfoil gotten you? Nowhere, absolutely nowhere. So yeah, oh yeah, and it's all red and up in here. Power Up Arcade, right? So yeah, 8:18 a.m. Shoot, I got 12 minutes. Let's run through this. It's summer too at work, so everyone's on leave. So it's a good I always do this. I plan when I go back, everybody's gone. So it's like nice, quiet, there's nobody around. But yeah, who cares, right? Oh, I'm going into DC. So let's see what's going on with the lockdown, and I don't even know. I haven't even been into DC my whole vacation. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there's no traffic. But yeah, all this erroneous stuff. But yeah, so I mean, GameStop, it's on an upward trend. Look at this giant flag being formed. It's on an upward trend. Where do you think, if we break out of this, we're gonna break down here? No way. Back to the original levels. Could you imagine if we dropped down to $5? Could you imagine if we dropped down to $9, $10? That would be absolutely nuts and crazy with $9 billion in cash. Okay, you don't want to count the $4.2 billion senior convertible notes? Let's do it. $4.8 billion, okay? Because I think the total is $9.066 billion. What we have. Let's just say $4.8 billion cash. $4.8 billion cash, no debt. Wow. We're ready for a turnaround. Ryan Cohen has done everything. I was doing research on the turnaround. Maybe that'll be my Friday stream. We'll see. As of right now, GameStop on the macro, I'm seeing bullish divergence. And what I'm looking for a move are things happening in concert. So what am I looking at? We're at lows to me. The 20 is low to me right now, especially since we've doubled up our position, have money in the coffers, filled it up. Just for any rainy day, GameStop can survive. While other companies are struggling, laying people off, we already have our structure done. We have everything set up properly. By structure, I'm talking about hours, one shift hours, one full-time manager, maybe one more full-time employee, which is like 32 hours, and then a few part-time employees. We get the rotation going. We're open 12 to 8. One store I saw yesterday was 12 to 9. Maybe it's a busier store. I went and got the Venusaur box. I don't have it with me. And Jaden Daniels' card. Yeah, I hope my children don't destroy it when I go to work, because I was going to do a live unboxing of that, and they tore into it. Yesterday was Middle Kids Day, so my son is like, yo, don't I get a pack? Yo, he's 6.5, bargaining for a pack. So I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then my daughter, of course, wanted one. So yeah, my box is unopened. I love Blastoise, right? So there's a Venusaur and Blastoise pack. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at what we're doing. In and out. Stock GameStop product. Let's see. Yeah, whenever I do these with time crunches, I'm like back and forth. But here we go. We have flat trading. We've been trading flat, a little bit up, a little bit down. There's a small run that's been going on. Maybe we've bottomed out. Well, I'll show you what we see. We have flat sideways trading over here, and then bullish divergence on the RSI. I don't even know if I said it over here. I like to look at the RSI divergence indicator strictly for the RSI, not the bullish tips and the bearish tips. It looks like it's worked out, but who knows if those indicators get thrown on afterwards or whatever. But let's look at it before they even give the indicator. Over here, the RSI is showing bullish divergence, higher lows, sorry, and this is just flat trading. So the RSI is opposing the sideways trading. So yeah, I see us taking off, especially since we're on top of this demand zone, hovering. Look at the last time we bounced on this demand zone. Over here, we hit the bottom of the demand zone. So is it possible? Yes, $19. Okay, I mean, so what? What is that, $3 before we take off? And I mean, as we get closer, you see us forming more pennants over here, a large pennant over here, a smaller pennant within that. So yeah, Doritos within Doritos. I can delete this line. I just like to draw those lines to see when the break happens. Yeah, so that's where we are. We're showing bullish divergence of the RSI, which the RSI, it's under the halfway point. We've been relatively low over here. So yeah, we could see definite upward trend, especially since we're sitting on top of this demand zone. And we're also battling this giant yellow line of support that has been established from when? From the very beginning. From the very beginning. Okay, we bounced up, hit this resistance, came down, there's support, bounce up, hit resistance, came down, there's support. So I imagine we're going to bounce up and hit resistance again over here at the $50 level. Eventually, probably, where are we at? Where is that date? That's November, December, probably something around there. Because our earnings are going to blow it out the water, because we have, what, $50-60 million? Let's just say $50-60 million interest to be conservative, along with operating profit. We have that unrealized gains of Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin at? 120K, so it's going up. Cool, we have 500 million of that, so let's just say 100 million on top of that, which is absolutely conservative. Absolutely conservative. And yeah, so we're going to be looking at $150 million plus Q2. But I'm going to leave that to Ryan Cohen, you know? That's the best thing about this investment. It's set it and forget it. 1990s, you know? Just put the chicken in, turn it on, let it bake. That's buying a share every day, you know? I'm going to let it bake. People want to tell you, Uncle Bruce, Richard Newton, everyone wants to tell you, wheel strategies, cover calls, all types of different things. No, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? What the hell is Uncle Bruce coming out talking about GameStop now? He's the one that originally told you to sell from the very beginning. I remember those videos. GameStop is the only one still here. AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, gone. I don't care what the earnings is. You got fake supporters, paid supporters, Data Zero, Tony De Niro, an actor, absolute actor. You got TED Talks of hired actors telling you to sell your GameStop shares and how scary it is. People that didn't even experience the GameStop thing or the GameStop run know what it is, are telling you to sell. Okay? So now where are we? Where am I going? What am I doing? I feel like an old person. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do the rundown because it's 8:25. I gotta go. It's always my life, man. U.S. inflation likely to rise July as higher tariffs drive up prices. Okay, we know that. We know the deal. Everything is massively inflated. Abysmal report.
This morning,
what's going on over here?
Warning of a possible recession amid new tariffs and alarming job numbers. This after President Donald Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics following the release of July's job report. NBC's Jay Gray joins us live this morning. Jay, good morning to you.
Dave, good morning. A lot of back and forth and a big week here in Washington.
I don't think I really need to play that right now. So you know what happened. Jobs numbers came out. Real job numbers got reported. President Trump was upset. Fired the head of Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now he's rehired someone. I have to look into them. But yeah, he didn't like the numbers, so he's firing people. That's how we're going to operate. This is a house of cards, really. It's a house of cards. And not even to mention the debt. The interest on the debt is $1 trillion. But yeah, so what's going on in the economy? Inflation out of control, because they're going to tell you, what was the number? I can't remember. Who cares? I know natural gas prices went up 13.8%. So what are we doing over there? Everybody, you cook? Do you cook with gas? Or does everyone have electric stove tops? You know? Do your dryer? Your dryer, you can check out my Samsung dryer video where I got electrocuted. That was funny. To me, it was funny. It's in the very beginning. But, yeah, that's gas operated. So what the hell, man? So much stuff is going to go up. Businesses, laundromats, all the Koreans, everything. But as we're doing this, as inflation is ticking up, look at the jobs report. July jobs report paints grim picture. 114 companies planned layoffs in August. Is yours on the list? U.S. jobs growth slows and unemployment ticks up to 4.2%. The latest numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show job growth totaling 73,000 in July, falling well short of economists' expectations and underscoring growing concerns about health in U.S. labor markets. And U.S. President Donald Trump ramps up tariffs. Yeah, so it's all in concert, all in combination. Just like the GameStop stock, all of this is happening. The Fed, what are you doing? You have weak Treasury auctions. There's less demand for U.S. Treasuries. Even the long-term 30-year treasuries. The U.S. is the world's reserve currency. We're supposed to be the most powerful, dominant currency. They're annihilating the U.S. dollar right in front of your eyes, and they're going to be printing money. The Fed is buying back the old treasury bills, printing money, buying back treasuries just to keep the interest rate down, just to keep it under control, below 5%. To make matters worse, unemployment rate ticked up to 4.2%, a figure in line with forecasts, but worrying given that previous month's job totals were also revised downwards by a combined 258,000. So yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. We're headed into stagflation. By the end of the year, consumer prices rise 2.7. That was the number. 2.7%. I was thinking 3.1%. There's a 3.1 somewhere in there. But whatever. By the end of the year, what are we going to be? Here, food and energy. Here, excluding food and energy, core CPI increased 0.3% for the month and 3.1% from a year ago, compared with forecasts for 0.3 and 3%. So, by the end of the year, we're projected to be at 3.5%. We're only going up. And remember, this is compounded. This is compounded over multiple years. Like, I was looking at something from 2021. I forget if it was 2020 or 2021. If, for instance, if your energy costs $100, now it costs $170. Like that's the extrapolation of what has gone on when you add up the compound interest and spread it across the board, because that's just energy, that's just gas, that's just heating, energy, whatever it may be. Okay, great. Gas prices are down. It's still expensive to me. Still expensive to me. But maybe I'm a poor boy. I don't know. I've been told I should go back and flip burgers, but I guess I'm going to flip burgers. I mean, a dress shirt doesn't tell you anything, right? I could be a Thomas James and just throw on a dress shirt, but I'm actually going to work. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. Someone told me I'm a bag holder in GameStop. I should go back to flip. I'm only going to flip burgers for the rest of my life. He's got no clue. No clue. I don't judge people until you show me who you are, you know? But that's cool. Cool with me. Let them keep hating. CPI rise 2.7, and the media. How are they? When it came out, they're trying to frame it in a positive way. Like, it was less than analysts expected. The damage was less. Like, okay, what does that mean? You extended your life just a little bit more, you know? Okay, so where are we at? Where are we at with this? I'm a little mixed up over here. The tabs are mixed up. I was supposed to talk about imports, exports, importer, exporter. So we're at 8:30. Okay, cool. We're just going to go down the line. Stunning. And then combined with this. It's not even that. Is there anything else to read in here? Let me see. Across the board, inflation has ticked up. The services industry, okay? This is what I wanted to talk about. The services industry is only 0.1%. 0.1% from contraction. That's 70% of the economy. 70% the services industry, 0.1% away from contracting. Okay, combined with the inflation issues, we have this. Hold on, my bad. Let me make sure I don't have any more inflation stuff to talk about, because I want to kind of keep it together, somewhat, relatively together. Yeah, this is all going to trickle down to small businesses. And if they say the media was absolutely befuddled yesterday. Like, when they were announcing it, they were like, I'm just so confused. Maybe on Friday I'll play the video. I don't really have time. I got about like 9 minutes and stuff. Yeah, so the media, when they were reporting, they were befuddled. They were absolutely confused as to how to report it. They're like, "What? I'm so confused. Where are the numbers? Like, this isn't adding up. Where everything's going." Multiple people, Bloomberg said it, CNBC said it. They were confused as to, they're like, "Where are the tariffs hitting? Is it truly hitting the home country?" Which is absolutely wrong, because they're just trade with someone else other than the U.S. and they jack up the prices when they send it here. Yeah, imports have gone down, but so have exports. So U.S. factories dying. You know, they're dying. Why are they dying? You can tell by all the layoffs. All of the layoffs. Excuse me. GameStop Pro member. Exclusive. Officially unofficial mode. I made. But yeah, some cold ass coffee, yo. But yeah, U.S. factories died. You know how you can tell? All the layoffs. Stunning new data reveals a 140% layoff spike in July, with almost half connected to AI and technological updates. Half to AI. I'm gonna tell for real. My children are gonna be absolute business owners, completely trained from a young age. My daughter this summer, I had her get go to Costco, buy bags of chips, buy water, buy Capri Sun. We took it to Parks. She started selling it so she could learn about margins, profit loss, this and that, everything, you know? So I'm getting her introduced at a young age, and next year for summer, she's going to come up with something else and something else and something else. And it's just going to continue. All the mistakes she makes in her early years, she's going to be primed and ready by the time she hits the world, because, you know, time flies fast. I'm not even going to front. I cried the other day just from thinking, like, how fast my children have grown up, you know? I'm not a bitch like other people, I can say that, you know? I'm tearing up right now, you know? Because if you don't feel it, who are you? Are you even alive? If you're only controlled by money, like these freaking heathens over here running the U.S. government, like Moran said, if all you have in life is money, you're broke. Moran's Rants, check him out. What a G. Absolute baller for GameStop. He just keeps it real, keeps it true. Dynamite_41. I haven't seen a video recently, but he's an awesome person, awesome human being. Talks GameStop. Love his channel. But yeah, so here you go. Layoffs. 140% spike in layoffs in July. Almost half. Half related to AI. So yeah, that's why my kids are going to be business owners. Pepsi closes U.S. factory, fires everyone. More could follow shortly. I think this is in Detroit. Okay, that's one thing. This is a smaller amount. I haven't tracked Pepsi, but look at this. BP to cut 15% of its corporate jobs by the end of 2025. The company will slash about 6,200 positions, and they upped it from the beginning. They had from the beginning of the year, they had said 4,700. It's a sizable increase, and it's at 6,200. And then also contractors. They said they'll slash 3,000 contractors. They're slashing 4,400. So why? Because of the import tax. They have to cut. It's getting too expensive to have all these employees, everything. So I said it in all my last live streams. Businesses are not gonna know what to do, so they're gonna start cutting. When they can't cost cut, they're gonna start cutting jobs. We're at the point of cutting jobs. And what's gonna happen to the smaller businesses? They're gonna start when they can't survive after cutting everyone. So what's gonna happen? Employees are gonna be stressed out because the same work distribution is gonna be spread out to all the employees. And then the small businesses are gonna start. Then the employees are gonna get upset. Then they're gonna leave. Okay? Because people are leaving their jobs. They're also getting laid off, but people are also leaving. Then employees, homes will break up. Homes will be breaking up. Relationships will be breaking up. There will be more stress in humans, which lead to more suicides. So it's just a whole trickle-down effect. Small businesses will be closing. So that's the lower and middle. I would say middle class, right? Lower and middle class are affected, while large corporations are able to cut large amounts of people. That's no insurance for people. All of that. Horrible situation we are in the country. So yeah, we're headed to stagflation. Stagflation light, the worst case scenario for the U.S. economy, looks like it's getting more likely. The economy looks like it's moving closer. Dreaded stagflationary scenario. Markets have seen a flurry of signals that suggest growth is slowing, inflation rising. I just showed you all of the signals right now. Okay, cool. Where are we going? Where are we going with this? Why Trump's sweeping new tariffs are fueling stagflation concerns among economists. Cool. I mean, y'all know the deal. That's what it is. Slowing economy, rising inflation. Even though they love to say that, oh, it came in came in lower than expected. Well, my ass still paying a lot. I just went back to school shopping. That was expensive. You know, way more expensive than I thought for some pencils and colored pencils and all that stuff. Yeah, so a matter of survival, small businesses. So what I was just saying about small businesses. Many small businesses have shared stories, canceled bookings, rising costs, stockpiling supplies, and ultimately the fear of having to pass the cost of tariffs onto consumers or worse. So these are just what small businesses have been saying. We are running out of inventory because there has been so much uncertainty about tariffs, and we'll have to pay when our goods land in the U.S. I held off on ordering and missed the entire late summer selling season. We're making items out of stock daily. It's hitting our bottom line. When I go to the store, there's a lot less product on the shelves. It's crazy. It's crazy than just a few years ago. We manufacture both medical treatment tables, garage doors, Corona, California. All of our aluminum and steel components are imported from China. We're now paying 66% import tax on those components. We have had to lay off 20% of our U.S. workforce. And we'll need to close down in about 60 days. We just can no longer sustain negative cash flow. You know, these are just some different small businesses, what they're saying. So, yeah, where are we at? So you saw them talking about steel, 66% import taxes. Natural gas ticked up 13.8% year over year. Huge increase. Double-digit price hikes for an essential utility. These are essentials. Motor vehicle insurance up 5.3%. That's above the 3.1%, right? Way above the 3.1% core inflation. Yeah, insurance. These things like insurance, energy, as in natural gas, they're recurring costs that are difficult to avoid. We have medical care services up 4.3% year over year. Shelter costs 3.7%. All of these above core inflation. Airlines 4%. So yeah, so what are we doing? Residential, the natural gas being up 13.8% is massive because it's space heating. Biggest residential use, you know, in colder climates. You have water heating, gas water heaters, right? We all use it. You want a hot shower or do you want cold showers? Cooking. We cook every day, right? Or you want to go to fast food, right? And McDonald's, be unhealthy. Your dryers, absolutely, like everything. Okay, and when you think of that, you think that's residential use. Think of the commercial use. Think of restaurants when they cook to pay for you. You know? It's crazy. That's a large increase. And on top of that, you're going to have food inflation as well for a restaurant. How do these businesses even stay? How do they even make it work? I don't even know. That's why, like, e-commerce is the thing. You know? You just have to have marketing skills. You have to have, you can outsource building a website. You just have to have good marketing skills. Good morals. You just have to be Ryan Cohen, you know, e-commerce guru, customer service guru. That's what you have to be. What else? Corporate buybacks. Here you go, propping up the whole market. Okay, I need to. It's 8:39 now. It's 8:39. Day one, late to work. No, I'm gonna log in from work, take care of some work, and then drive into work. But here you go. Corporate buybacks, market sentiment, why the surge share repurchases signals caution. Global buyback announcements lag below 5-year averages, signaling macroeconomic fragility. Companies prioritize debt repayment over growth-driven reinvestment. Investors urged to avoid over-reliance on buybacks, favoring firms with strong free cash flow. Yeah, so this is what I was going to talk about. I'm Xing out of this. Trump raises tariffs on India. Okay, so share buybacks, where is that? See, I have it all messed up. Here we go. American companies are buying back their own stocks at a record pace. Buybacks are expected to top 1.1 trillion in 2025. That's how much we pay for interest on the U.S. debt. 1.1 trillion. Ridiculous. We can't even pay the interest on our debt. There's low demand for treasury. Like, watch this. We're not in a good state in the United States. Treasury auctions. Go to news. 30-year bond auction went poorly. Yields are popping higher. So what's going to happen? The Fed is going to print money and buy the treasuries just to lower the interest rate. It's an infinite money glitch. And when the Fed prints money, they become more powerful because there's more money out there for them to control. Get it in your mind. Nobody's talking about this. European countries announced $1 billion purchase of U.S. weapons. Okay, so this is different. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen. Here we go. I was just going to talk about this. Trump raises tariffs on India to 50%, citing Russian oil purchases. So he raises tariffs on India. Okay, but you have no problem sending $1 billion to Ukraine, funding the war, keeping this war going on when we really don't need to. We really don't need to. And you're devaluing the U.S. dollar. Do I even have it up here? Do I even have it up here? Who cares about you, man? What you got to say? Same thing. Market too concentrated. Look at this. Top 10% U.S. stocks now reflect a record 76% of the U.S. equity market, has officially surpassed the previous record set before the Great Depression in the 1930s. By comparison, at the 2000 dot-com bubble, the top 10% share was 73%. In the 90s, this figure was below 50%. Meanwhile, the top 10 stocks in the S&P 500 now represent a record 40% of the index's market cap. We are witnessing history. And that 40%, I've seen 50% as well. So it's fluctuating between those two. So this is the thing. If 10% of the companies are 40% of the market cap of the S&P 500, it only takes one company to go under, to go under, or something massive to happen to them, massive earnings miss, something like that. There's so much pressure on just a little bit. It's like a zombie running. S&P 500 is a zombie, absolute zombie. It's like their head is there and their body is lagging, It's like being the buffest person out there with no legs, and no wheelchair, so you can't move anywhere. That's where we're at. I got to close this down. GameStop, U.S. stock market concentration, same thing. This was older. Recently at 37.3%. It's ticked up now, the concentration. This is one last thing I want to talk about. Unfortunately, I can't get to all the GameStop stuff I have over here, but let's see. I mean, that just leaves room for another video, right? Okay, so I want to talk about goods and services deficit. It's up 161.5 billion. That's 38.3% up from last year. Read this. This is the alarming part of it, because they're going to tell you, oh yeah, it's great. Imports came down. That means more manufacturing in the U.S. So what's going on? Why are they laying off? If there's more manufacturing in the U.S., why are they laying everyone off? I got a question. I got questions that will not be answered. Yeah, imports are down. You can see it right here. Look at the deficit. Oh, wow, the deficit has gone down 16%. Yeah, we know because of the tariffs. Year to date, the goods and services deficit increased 161.5 billion, or 38.3% from the same period in 2024. Exports increased 82.2 billion, or 5.2%. Imports increased 243.7 billion, or 12.1%. Look at this. We're importing more than we're exporting. The number's only growing. 12% more. More imports, 5.2% more exports. Massive deterioration from the trade balance in just a half a year. Crazy. The mismatch show. This mismatch shows massive demand for U.S. for foreign goods because, we can't operate on our own. We can't operate on our own land with our local products. We've been fatted. We've been spoiled with getting products from all over the world. And now that the tariffs are hitting, who's getting affected? The middle and lower class. The upper class will be straight. They'll be fine. The large corporations, they're fine. Trump's all in their pockets. Their hands all in Trump's pocket. Whatever, however you want to say it, right? They're getting monies 5 ways sideways. While everyone else is suffering. When there's more, yeah, here you go. We have more, okay, so we have more exports than more import. We have more imports than exports. More U.S. dollars are leaving our economy. The U.S. dollar is being annihilated right in front of your eyes. Let's see, DXY index. Take a look at this, okay? This is the biggest thing. All of this is happening. This is a one day. Let me show you year to date. Look at the decline in the U.S. dollar year to date. And then you want to cut interest rates and weaken the U.S. dollar even more? Be my guest. Be my guest and do that. Morons. Here's the U.S. $1 trillion interest expense. I gotta go, man. It's over. And yeah, we know. Is that you? I'll be there in a second. One moment. This is one thing this is all crazy. Hold on, there's one thing I want to say. Initial conversion price $29.85 per share at a premium. At a premium, the senior convertible note, 0%. Tony De Niro, we know. They buy the bonds, okay, they buy the convertible note, they short it, delta hedge, and they make money off the volatility. So up and down and up and down. We've been trading sideways. We've been trading sideways. We have a strong support line over here. Strong support line over here. Demand zone over here. Multiple things. Bullish divergence on the RSI indicator. And this giant support line. Like, what more do you want to say? Look at this hit. Look at this hit that's coming. We're taking off. No doubt. Get ready for 50s. We're going to hit 35 like we already did, that I pointed out. You can go back. I don't care. It's probably history. Nobody will ever watch that stream again. But this is a resistance line that we hit over and over. When we were here hitting this, I said we're going to hit 35. I said we're going to hit 35, then 50. We hit 35, bounce back down. So we're going to hit it again. The more you tap on that line, the more bullish it becomes, because that stabilizes the price at that level. It's like earning your stripes, really. You know, that's what it is. So where are we? Anything else we have over here? There's one other thing. GameStop takes away, you know how Ryan Cohen operates. He does a masterful job at working the business, cost cutting, getting us efficient, and that's where we are. Operationally profitable with nobody, the scariest thing any of the media ever wanted to hear. And they're going to have to keep saying it over and over and over, quarter after quarter after quarter. Margins are going up. What was it, 34.5%, 34 point something percent for Q1? Amazing increase. I think it was from 27. I could just look at it. Let's take a look. Cash flow. Net income. I'm glad I did this live stream. I was like, shoot, I got to go to work. I don't have time for that. But I just did it. We'll make it work. You know, all that ends well is something that's well. I don't know. Whatever. Net income, what was I looking at? The margin, 34.52%, coming from 27.7%. Large increase, because the prior one was here, 23.2%. Great increase in margins, profitable. We're not even talking about the push start arcade. That's why the red's all up in here. But yeah, GameStop looking awesome. For the convertible note, something that's not usual is this. GameStop may not redeem the notes prior. It's all in game. The risk is taken away from GameStop. That's the thing, because when it comes time to convert these notes, let's see. Sorry, yo. Where is this? Cash. I'm going to just say it. Ryan Cohen took the risk out, okay? He took the risk out away from GameStop, because that's how he operates. We have all this time to do whatever we want with that money, the $4.2 billion he raised. Whether he wants to wait till this market to topple because we're top ticking, wait for this market to topple, and invest, acquire controlling stakes of companies, or just invest, invest it in great opportunities. Great staples, great opportunities, or expand the business. For this push start arcade, we're in beta mode. We're in Tony De Niro mode. So we're in beta mode, and it's a wild success. You see YouTubers all over the place ripping diamond packs, $1,000 packs, $500 packs, $100 packs. This other YouTuber, he's good. He's ripping packs. He ripped 30 packs of the starter packs, the $25 packs, just to see the average that he would get back, and he got back about like $23 real world value if he were to sell all the cards on eBay and taking into account eBay fees. And many of them he accept the buyback, so GameStop just rinses and repeats. We put a digital picture of the card up. Dude pays us $25, and we get it back. It was like 46% margin right there. It's looking good for that. The beta's a wild success. We're running down cards from 9,000 to 2,000 on our PSA card. I'm worried about how we're going to get more inventory, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we don't need that much inventory because people will just keep reselling back. I don't know, but personally, I'm keeping my stuff in my vault. I'm keeping it for my children. All of that. So yeah. So what I was going to end this with, these private offerings, the convertible senior notes. GameStop at the end of the note when it gets redeemed, they have the option to return it in cash, shares, or a mixture of both. So that what was the price? $29.85. If the price is above that, if the price is say $40 by the time this has to be returned, GameStop will just give them the cash back. You know, we'll just give them the cash back. And if it's below, we can give them shares back. You know, it's however it works out in GameStop's favor is the way Ryan Cohen's going to do. This is going to do it. I know these are volatility traders, but just imagine if this is his way of vetting institutions that want to buy massive amounts of GameStop. Who knows? I don't know.
Von Gien here, me and Mark.
But until then, yo, I'm gonna save the rest for the live stream. There's some idiots out here. There's some idiots out here. Absolute idiots out here. Let's take a look. Chicken coops. I'm gonna save the chicken coops for Friday. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. Peace.